Hi, this is Rick Kacase, the creator of the Construction Cost Engineering Estimating software. In this piece, I want to address schedules. One of the requirements that's coming earlier and earlier in the process is to have a schedule. Not so much the CPN schedule with the predecessors and successors in critical path, but something for the financial people to use to plan budgets. We've been working with an example of a budget estimate for a hotel. And now we're going to use that budget estimate to produce a budget schedule, something available very early in the process for budget planning purposes. And all of this can be exported to scheduling software for a scheduler to use later on to create a detailed CPM schedule. So now I'm going to show you how we can take a budget estimate and create a schedule that can be used for budget planning purposes. Okay. Here we have the hotel project that we've been working with in some of our other videos. Now, let's take a look at a unit price. Just bring something up here so we can see. Behind this unit price, we have the material. We have a crew to put that in place, and we have this daily output. And that's the information we need to calculate the number of man hours that we have in that crew, in that unit price, and from that we can calculate the number of man hours we have in the project. Now let's take a look at the schedule items. So I'm going to change the specification from master format to schedule. And now here are our schedule items, and then I'm going to use my specification tool to look at those schedule codes, and you'll see each one of these schedule codes, it's got a beginning and a duration percentage. So main office expense and profit begins at 0% the first day of the job and goes for 100% of the job. So that'll be spread over the full project. Site drainage and utilities begins at 30% into the job and goes for 25% of the job. So by using percentages to say when an activity begins and how long an activity lasts, we can scale this schedule up or down to any length time that we set for the project. And we have a tool to adjust the schedule for the project. So here's our schedule adjustment tool. And we have each one of the schedule items over here, the beginning date and the ending date. We have the percentages that we saw, which we can change, and we'll change it for this project. So we can tweak the schedule for this project. Up here we have a bar chart that shows us how many man hours we have in each one of these. This is a 12-month duration schedule. In each one of these months we have, so this shows us the relative amount of man hours we have in each month, so we can balance the project. Here's the number of man hours in each one of these schedule items. All the information you need to kind of fool around with this and get it to work. Once you get it to work, you have a number of reports you can run. This subdivision report is essentially the schedule items with the amount of money and the amount of man hours in each item. We can explode that into this detail report where we have the schedule item with the money and the man hours, and then all the unit prices that make up that schedule item and the number of man hours in each unit price. We can look at a Gantt chart, a kind of a visual representation of when things start and stop. It contains the begin dates and the end dates, and again we can see the loading of the man hours over the 12 months. We can look at
cumulative cost, cumulative man hours over the 12 periods that we selected for this project. We can look at man hours by trade. So this project has altogether 206,514 man hours, and then each trade here tells you the man hours of that particular trade you need. This is useful if you get a project where it might be hard to get a trade and you might have to bring people in. This is something you can look at, get an idea when you're doing the schedule how to work that. And all of this information can be loaded into a spreadsheet and imported into your schedule software to create a detailed CPM construction schedule. Okay, so let's review. The database contains scheduling information with each unit price. As we create an estimate, we're producing a budget schedule at the same time. When we copy an estimate to use it as a template, the schedule comes along with it. When we adjust the template, rescale it to a new project, the schedule changes and rescales to the new project. We can fine-tune that schedule to make it work using the scheduling tools and produce reports that decision makers can use early in the process. We can export all the information to scheduling software to create the final detailed construction estimates that you need. And we have all that information about the man hours, the trades, all contained in reports that are available to you as you create the estimate.